good morning, and welcome back to my Monday messages. I've been absent for a few weeks, largely due to a fantastic holiday, accompanying a friend on a sailing and hiking trip in Croatia. And then last week was because I fell ill from from a number of things, actually, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I had to cancel my week and I'm now back. I have still some way to go, but I am much, much better. And what I wanted to talk about today was a reminder, really, that when we get ill, it's not one thing that makes us ill. It's not some random virus or bacteria or external thing that sails in out of nowhere randomly and creates illness within us. It is always a series of things, a kind of combination of weaknesses, vulnerabilities, overstretching, if you like, that creates tension and knocks us out of frequency and creates a situation where opportunist, if you want to think of it like that, opportunist viruses, bacteria, pathogens, whatever, get in and create illness or dis-ease. That's one way of looking at it anyway. So now we are in the middle of cough and cold and flu season. A lot of people seem to forget that at the moment and go straight to, doing a test and getting a named thing on the illness that has been created. That's not the paradigm that I live to. I got ill because, and it was a flu, actually, a proper flu, and I had took to my bed for the week, and I called upon all the resources that I have in my health toolbox in order to turn things around and to rebuild myself, to recreate an environment that is much more healthy, much more balanced, and able to understand why I got ill, which is really important. And in my case, it was because I kind of knew I was a little bit over pushed when I actually started the trip. The trip was absolutely brilliant, really, really brilliant. Hiking and sailing around some of the Dalmatian islands off the Croatian coast. Just fabulous. I think I said in one of my last messages, not something I would have chosen in the past. I knew it would be a very active holiday. And boy, was it. In Croatia, when they talk about a hike, they mean a hike. They mean uphill like that, an ascent, and obviously, therefore, a descent as well. And not on nice, smooth paths, well-trodden paths, on really rough terrain. And that I found very, very challenging. I had to actually draw upon many of my internal resources in order to actually complete those walks, which I did mostly. I think two we elected not to join in on. And that's pretty good. I mean, because doing walks like that, long hikes, long ascents and descents, it's not something I would do daily. And also, obviously, we were living with 27 other people, I think it was, none of whom we'd met before. We were living in very close quarters, and everybody was fantastic, loved them all. Still, that different food, different water, and starting from a maybe a little bit lower base than I would have liked, meant that I was really creating a kind of perfect storm for some kind of illness. And it's always the combination of factors that create that illness. It's not one thing. And that's why my colleague, my friend, who I shared a very close quarters with, is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with her. She hasn't got any kind of cough or cold and is fighting fit. So what I wanted to do today was just remind everybody that it's always a good time to pay attention to the factors that stretch you, that really mean you're having to dig deep in order to resource yourself, and to be aware that you need to top those resources up regularly, all the time. We need to do that. Last week, I thank you very much for the thumbs up and thank you for joining me. And we need to use a variety of tools to get us back to health. In my case, I needed a lot of sleep. I needed homeopathic remedies for sure, because that's my go-to. So I used many remedies. I was in a little bit of a discombobulated state, so I chose to consult my own homeopath, because it's much, much easier to have another brain at work for you, a health professional who understands you and who can prescribe remedies without you having to use precious resources to think about how to treat yourself. So I consulted my homeopath. I used essential oils to diffuse and help me to breathe better, and to do all kinds of other things as well. I used my Healy, which I'm still using. And this little bio microcurrent device is becoming a really invaluable tool in my toolbox, I have to say. Some of the frequencies that the analysing tool that it carries brought up for me were spot on. And when I ran the currencies, they helped enormously. They helped my lungs, they helped my sleep patterns. They help me to really relax and care for myself. And it's something that I think, along with, a good homeopathy kit and a materia medica and any other resources that you can call upon, will make the difference between you being able to create an ongoing, sustainable situation of wellness within your body and illness. And the more we can be self-reliant, the more that we have tools that we can reach 24 hours a day, any time of the day or night, that we're not reliant on somebody else telling us what makes us ill and what makes us well, the better, in my view. So I am really, really grateful. Whenever I get ill, I'm actually grateful for two reasons. I'm grateful for my physical body, because it's telling me clearly that I've pushed myself too hard, and I know I did that. And I don't regret it, but don't misunderstand me. I have no regrets about choosing that trip or doing the things that I did. I'm really proud of what I managed to achieve, and I learnt a lot about my boundaries and about my general capabilities and abilities. And I also learnt that I need to pace myself, that I need a more gentle pace if I'm to remain fully, fully healthy. So reminding yourself at this time of year in particular, because it's cough and cold season and flu season for lots of different reasons. It's not because the weather's turned cold, because actually a lot of viruses and bacteria and pathogens find it more difficult to thrive in cold weather, actually. It's more about the fact that we've overextended ourselves during the summer months. We've really lived life to the full. We haven't perhaps resourced ourselves as much as we should, and we're now having to adapt to cold, to less light, to all kinds of changes, whether that's starting school, getting into that routine, whatever the routine is, there's a lot of adaptation that needs to be done, and that takes energy. And if we're already running on empty, there are no resources to draw upon. So therefore, we're much more likely to manifest dis-ease in some way. So drawing upon all those resources, looking at your own health toolkit now, before you get ill, and thinking, okay, how can I actually access the resources that I need to transition from one season to another, to get myself into as healthy a state as possible, so that I can get through the darker, colder months. And obviously, consulting a health professional is one of those major tools. It certainly is for me. I mean, I'm a health professional myself, and I have no qualms at consulting somebody that I know will be able to take care of me when I need it. So, and I also draw upon my own resources. So doing that, also understanding that it is never going to be one thing that sails in and makes you ill. You are responsible, we are responsible for creating the soil that either grows a beautiful, flourishing, healthy garden, or a barren wasteland that all kinds of opportunistic parasites, pathogens, dis-ease flourishes in. That's down to us. It's not down to anyone else. So taking responsibility now to resource yourself. And one of the major things that I think we could all do this time of year is to just look around us. Look at what nature is doing. Look at what the trees and the plants are doing. They are shedding the things that they know they cannot sustain over the colder, darker months. They are hunkering down, going inwards, harvesting everything that they need to actually be with themselves and get stronger and stronger over the winter, darker months, rather than weaker and weaker. So look at your own resources, look at your health toolkit. What's in it? What can you access right now that will help you to get stronger? Don't wait until you're ill to access those resources. I know things can take you by surprise, but act now. And and if you're not sure what you need at this time, then I always offer a holistic health NCT or MOT, a health check basically. So you can book one of those using the link with this video, or you can just have a chat with me. Just book a free clarity call and let's talk about what you need to be the best version of yourself going through the winter months. Okay, that's it. And I will be back on board this week and back doing lots of posts, lots of content, and thank you for sticking with me. Have a fabulous week and enjoy this beautiful autumn weather. Here in Ireland, it's just stunning. The colours are beautiful and it's crisp, it's cold, but it's sunny and blue skies. Beautiful. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.